The Book of Jubilees, chapter 23. And he placed 2 fingers of Jacob on his eyes, and he blessed the power of powers, and he covered his face and stretched out his feet and slept the sleep of eternity, and was gathered to his fathers. And notwithstanding all this, Jacob was lying in his bosom, and knew not that Abraham his father's father was dead. And Jacob awoke from his sleep, and behold, Abraham was cold as ice. And he said, Father, Father. But there was none that spake, and he knew that he was dead. And he arose from his bosom, and ran and told Rebekah his mother. And Rebekah went to Isaac in the night, and told him. And they went together, and Jacob with him. And a lamp was in his hand. And when they had gone in, they found Abraham lying dead. And Isaac fell on the face of his father, and wept and kissed him. And the voices were heard in the house of Abraham. And Ishmael his son arose, and went to Abraham his father, and wept over Abraham his father, he and all the house of Abraham. And they wept with a great weeping. And his sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the double cave, near Sarah his wife. And they wept for him 40 days. And the men of his house, and Isaac and Ishmael, and all their sons, and all the sons of Keturah in their places. And the days of weeping for Abraham were ended. And he lived 3 jubilees and 4 weeks of years, 175 years, and completed the days of his life, being old and full of days. For the days of the forefathers of their life were 19 jubilees, and after the flood they began to grow less than 19 jubilees, and to decrease in jubilees, and to grow old quickly, and to be full of their days by reason of manifold tribulation and the weaknesses of their ways, with the exception of Abraham. For Abraham was perfect in all his deeds with the Most High, and well-pleasing in righteousness all the days of his life. And behold, he did not complete 4 jubilees in his life, when he had grown old by reason of the wickedness, and was full of his days. And all the generations which arise from this time until the day of great judgment will grow old quickly, before they complete 2 jubilees, and their knowledge will forsake them by reason of their old age, and all their knowledge will vanish away. And in those days, if a man live a jubilee and a half of years, they will say regarding him, he has lived long, and the greater part of his days are pain and sorrow and tribulation, and there is no peace. For calamity follows on calamity, and wound on wound, and tribulation on tribulation, and evil tidings on evil tidings, and illness on illness, and all evil judgments such as these, one with another, illness and overthrow, and snow and frost, and ice and fever and chills, and torpor, and famine, and death, and sword, and captivity, and all kind of calamities and pains. And all these will come on an evil generation which transgress on the earth. Their works are uncleanness and fornication, and pollution and abominations. Then they will say, the days of the forefathers were many, even unto 1,000 years, and were good. But behold, the days of our life, if a man had lived many, are 60 years and 10, and if he is strong, 80 years, and those evil. And there is no peace in the days of this evil generation. And in that generation the sons will convict their fathers and their elders of sin and unrighteousness, and of the words of their mouth, and the great wickedness which they perpetrate, and concerning their forsaking the covenant which the Most High had made between them and him, that they should observe and do all his commandments, and his ordinances, and all his laws, without departing either to the right hand or the left. For all have done evil, and every mouth speaks iniquity, and all their works are in uncleanness and in abomination. In all their ways are pollution, uncleanness, and destruction. Behold, the earth will be destroyed on account of all their works, and there will be no seed of the vine, and no oil, for their works are altogether faithless, and they will all perish together, beasts and cattle and birds, and all the fish of the sea, on account of the children of men. And they will strive one with another, the young with the old, and the old with the young, the poor with the rich, and the lowly with the great, and the beggar with the prince, on account of the law and the covenant. For they have forgotten commandment and covenant and feasts and months and Sabbaths and jubilees and all judgments. And they will stand with bows and swords and war to turn them back into the way, but they will not return until much blood has been shed on the earth, one by another. And those who have escaped will not return from their wickedness to the day of righteousness, but they will all exalt themselves to deceit and wealth. They that may each take all that is his neighbor's, and they will name the great name, but not in truth and not in righteousness. And they will defile the Holy of Holies with their uncleanness and the corruption of their pollution. And a great punishment will befall the deeds of this generation from the Most High. And he will give them over to the sword, and to judgment, and to captivity, and to be plundered and devoured. And he will wake up against them the sinners of the Gentiles, who have neither mercy nor compassion, and who will respect the person of none, neither old nor young, nor anyone. For they are more wicked and strong to do evil than all the children of men. And they will use violence against Israel and transgression against Jacob, and much blood will be shed upon the earth, and there will be none to gather and none to bury. In those days they will cry aloud and call and pray that they may be saved from the hand of the sinners, the Gentiles, but none will be saved. And the heads of the children will be white with gray hair, and a child of 3 weeks will appear old like a man of 100 years. Wow. Let me repeat that. Verse 25, y'all. And the head of the children will be white with gray hair, and a child of 3 weeks will appear old like a man of 100 years. And their statue will be destroyed by tribulation and oppression. And in those days the children will begin to study the laws, and to seek the commandments, and to return to the path of righteousness. And the days will begin to grow many, and increase amongst those children of men, till their days draw nigh to 1,000 years, and to a greater number of years than before was the number of the days. And there will be no old man, nor one who is not satisfied with his days, for all will be as children and youths. In all their days they will complete and live in peace and in joy, and there will be no Satan nor any evil destroyer, for all their days will be days of blessing and healing. And at that time the Most High will heal his servants, and they will rise up and see great peace, and drive out their adversaries. And the righteous will see and be thankful, and rejoice with joy forever and ever, and will see all their judgments and all their curses on their enemies. And their bones will rest in the earth, and their spirits will have much joy. And they will know that it is the Most High who executes judgment and shows mercy to hundreds and thousands, and to all that love him. And do thou, Moses, write down these words, for thus are they written, and they record them on the heavenly tables for a testimony for the generations forever. Now this chapter was beautiful, not just because of the peaceful death of Father Abraham and being buried next to his wife Sarah, and all his children and 4 children were gathered around and mourned over him. That's how it was supposed to be. But I just want to quickly go over verses, 24 through 30, because these were real, powerful, and I can see this all happening in our generation right now. Verse 24, in those days they will cry aloud and call and pray that they may be saved from the hand of the sinners, the Gentiles, but none will be saved. And the heads of the children will grow white with gray hair, and a child of 3 weeks will appear old like a man of 100 years. Now at first when I heard that, I was thinking like, dang, like the children finna be looking old. But then when I thought about it spiritually, nah, it's talking about the knowledge. The gray hair is the knowledge and the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Let me repeat that. And the heads of the children will be white with gray hair, and a child of 3 weeks will appear old like a man of 100 years. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I'm thinking that this verse is talking about the wisdom and knowledge that the Israelites of the present time are going to have, because what do we have now? We have technology, we have websites we can go to, we can research scriptures all with the click of a mouse or typing in on your phone. We all have smartphones. We could read the whole Bible literally from our phone. And their statue will be destroyed by tribulation and oppression. So basically that's us again, because we just don't learn as a people. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be a huge population of Israelites that just don't want to follow the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. And thusly, it makes the whole tribe of Israel suffer from that. What I was just talking about, here we go, verse 26. And in those days, the children will begin to study the laws and to seek the commandments and to return to the path of righteousness. So basically, for the remnant that's trying their hardest to keep the practices of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments in high holy days, you know what I'm saying, via smartphone, via internet, we're starting to slowly get back to our tradition and to our heritage, you know what I'm saying? Because I really believe that 2020, that great pandemic, it really opened the eyes of a lot of our sleeping Israelite brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, and got us back into the truth. I think that event is what brought a big majority of Israel that lives in the United States back to following the Most High. Verse 27, and the days will begin to grow many and increase amongst the children of men. So basically the time is speeding up. That's what it's saying. And I do feel that. I truly believe time is speeding up for the hopeful elect's sake. You know what I'm saying? Because the adversary wants us to be in torture and torment and just all kind of evil, wicked type of oppressions as much as possible, as long as possible. But the Most High is trying to pull us away from that as quickly as possible, but not until all prophecies are fulfilled first. We gotta fulfill prophecies, because the Most High is a righteous and just judge. So everything has to play out how it's supposed to. Let's get back to verse 27. And the days will begin to grow many and increase amongst the children of men. So I believe once the Son of Man finally comes back, because I believe that what I just talked about time speeding up, that's before the Son of Man comes back. I believe after the Son of Man comes back for the second time, that's when verse 27 is going to appear more relevant. You know what I'm saying? Let me repeat it one more time. I know we're on verse 27 long, but is a before and after. I just said the before. This is the after. So again, and the days will begin to grow many and increase amongst those children of men, till their days draw nigh to 1,000 years, and to a greater number of years than before was the number of the days. And there will be no old man, nor one who is not satisfied with his days. So basically, that has to do with, in my opinion, once the Son of Man comes back, that the righteous won't grow old anymore. In fact, instead of growing old, the righteous will, stay youthful as far as in their appearance. Even though the years of their age are going up and up and up, you won't be able to tell because of their appearance, because they still look youthful. And that's what I believe verse 27 was going into. So Israel, keep your faith up, keep your head strong, and just stay in this word, because the Most High will not send the Son of Man down until all prophecies are fulfilled. So remember that, Israel. Don't think the Most High is coming back tomorrow when a lot of these prophecies haven't even happened yet. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your faith strong, y'all. Keep your faith strong in Jacob's trouble. This is spiritual Jacob's trouble we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep your spirit right, or you could lose it. You know what I'm saying? All praise to the power of the Son of Man, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Father, I am that I am, and for his only begotten Son, the Son of Man, to finally come and save the house of Israel and not be slack with it. Aman, shalom, and so be it.